Mr. Bill O'Reilly, how are you, sir?
You know, I'm the same, Beck, and I always use that line that it's tragic for everyone. The graph doesn't change here at the O'Reilly Mansion.
Yeah, it doesn't. Bill, let's start with. I want to start first, I guess, with Fox, because there's a story out today that Tucker Carlson is being told, at least by an attorney, that you've got to apologize for what you've said. You have to apologize to Ray Epps. And Ray Epps has an attorney, and that attorney used to work for Perkins Coie. And then the attorney went to work for David Brock at, Truth Squad USA or something like that, which is his SWAT team for truth. This is a Clinton leftist operative somehow or another finding poor Ray Epps and representing Ray Epps so he gets a fair shake.
Well, the story is interesting because this is the beginning of the assault in the court system against Fox.
Right.
And it happened 6 years ago, and now it's happening all over again for different reasons. So you're going to see more of this. I don't think, though, I would be surprised if any Fox News attorney was telling Carlson to apologize to Ray Epps.
No, I'm saying that Ray Epps' attorney is telling him.
All right, okay, fine.
And what they're threatening is we're going to sue you.
Yeah, and don't be surprised if they do, because the greasy attorneys, and I'm using that plural now in a general form, they do this for free, and they're paid by other entities. So when I had to defend myself, I knew that there were big boys behind these accusations. For example, Color of Change, which is a George Soros-funded organization.
Right. They came after me, too.
Yeah. So that's the game here. And, of course, the corporate media will never report on that. Van Jones on CBS started Color of Change, so you're not going to get anything there.
I mean, does it kill you that you're looking at Ray Epps, who is on tape in a MAGA hat, clearly inciting the crowd, and an attorney that worked at Hillary Clinton's law firm that gave us the dossier on Trump, and then goes over to another Hillary Clinton, George Soros friend, Facts First USA, and David Brock, and that guy is representing the MAGA hat guy? Come on.
It's just...
Come on.
Yeah. And I give you credit, Beck, and that makes...
It hurts.
Pains me.
Yes.
Because you've put it together. You understand what this is. So the Fox News haters see an opportunity to destroy that business once and for all. And if you look at the rules of radical, rules for radicals, it's keep the pressure on, keep the pressure on, keep the pressure on. And Ray Epps, I don't know who Ray Epps is. I know what he did, but I don't know him. They're telling him, look, if you cooperate with us, we'll do this for you, whatever it may be. So Ray goes, oh, yeah, okay. And you're going to see more and more and more and more of this, hoping that Fox News collapses, because they do have a major problem with the Dominion lawsuits.
So let me ask you, before we get into Dominion, let me ask you on the Ray Epps thing, isn't it a broadcaster's right to take somebody who has been thrust into the public because of what they were doing and take the videotape of him inciting, then take the fact that he was one of the top 5 most wanted, and then he was taken off? Nobody in the Justice Department will comment on it. Is it really something you can sue over by saying, this looks really bad? I mean, this looks like the guy you're looking for inciting. What is he, an FBI agent? What's the deal with Ray Epps? How is that suable?
I don't know what Carlson said, quote. Do you know what he said?
I don't.
Okay, so we don't know what he said about Mr. Epps. I did look into him for the No Spin News on BillO'Reilly.com because obviously, I mean, this is the guy who was inciting the crowd, as you reported accurately. And what I found out was that they didn't indict him, the Justice Department, because he didn't break into the Capitol. He did not go into the building. And so that he escaped indictment because 100% of the indictments were either you were in the building physically or on the internet you were involved in some kind of conspiracy.
So him actually inciting to get people to go in.
That comes under freedom of speech.
Wow. Inciting?
And it does.
Inciting?
Well, look, he's going to say that he wanted to let his protest be known. That's going to be his defense. And the Justice Department, it's a civil beef, by the way. To them, and I'm not saying they made the right decision. I mean, but I don't, I'd have to look at exactly what the timeline is for him. I mean, certainly it's worthy to comment on. You have.
Yeah.
Okay. But if you directly accuse Epps of a crime, then Epps can sue you. He can sue you anyway, but it'll probably get thrown out in summary judgment.
Yeah.
So it just depends on how Carlson framed it.
All right. Let me go now to the Dominion case, because how is this going to end?
Well, no one knows. 6 years ago, I left Fox News, so this is karma to me. I'm sorry, but it is. And then, 6 years, almost to the day, the trial for Dominion begins in Delaware. Now, I think that trial is going to be postponed. They'll find something to postpone it. You know how that goes in civil court. But Dominion has a case. And today, Bill Barr, the former Attorney General, came out and said, well, it's a weak case. I don't think it's a weak case. I think it could go either way. Because you do, as a press person, and you and I have made our living being, in the media since the War of 1812, so we've been around for a while. We do have wide latitude to comment on public affairs. We do. The problem is, and the mistake is so stupid, is that a lot of times Fox News would bring on people like Giuliani and Sidney Powell and these people who would spout this, what they believed happened, which they have a right to do. All right, they can say, I think that the election was fraudulent. That's protected opinion. You can do that.
Right.
But then there was no other side to the story presented.
Yeah, we had Sidney Powell on exactly one time, and she made all these charges, and I said, do you have evidence of it? She said, well, we're going to release it. And I said, well, then you're welcome back here when you release it. But
I never use them because in our research, there was nothing. They didn't have anything, nothing filed.
So, but that was the point of our interview. She said, we have this, we have this, we have this. And I said, then why haven't you presented it? When are you presenting that? I mean,
that's what experienced broadcasters do. But all Fox had to do was what I did every night on The Factor, and what you did when you worked for Fox, is you bring in an opposing point of view. That's all you had to do. And then they wouldn't be in this horrendous situation. There are two things here. They may have to pay hundreds of millions of dollars, which will gut the company. They're already laying off, and they're already cutting salaries at Fox News, already underway, okay? And if those primetime talent have to go into a courtroom where there's going to be cameras and they get eviscerated, you know it's going to happen. Okay, and that includes Rupert Murdoch. So this is insane, right? Insane. There's no win here for Fox. Even if they win, they don't win. But all you had to do was, okay, here's Sidney Powell and blah, 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 blah.
So,
but here's somebody who doesn't think that happened. And then you're free. You don't have any liability.
I mean, Rupert Murdoch, I don't know, maybe living up in a space station at this point, or in an iron lung. I don't know if he's an audio animatronic at this point, because he's fairly old and has kind of let the kids take Fox. And my understanding, Bill, you might know better than me, they don't really like Fox all that much. I mean, this is a possible knockout if they really take it apart financially.
Well, the good news for Fox, I did a poll on BillO'Reilly.com, and the other polls reflect this, is that the hardcore Fox News viewer, which is a very conservative individual over the age of 65, doesn't care. So they'll keep their audience. Their audience isn't going to abandon FNC. The second thing is FNC's talent, the people they have on the air, are so much better than CNN and MSNBC. They're not going to lose any viewers to those networks.
Yeah.
So viewer-wise, they're okay. But in the court of public opinion, all the discretionary people that used to watch you at 5 o'clock and me at 8 o'clock, all of those people that weren't ideological, that were just looking for information and robust debate, they're gone.
Bill,
and the younger viewers are gone as well.
Bill, isn't one of the strange things about this, looking at the texts and stuff that have come out, is that Fox really seemed to panic over losing some viewers to Newsmax. And, as you point out, like, they're so much better than their hosts are so much better than MSNBC and CNN. They're not going to flee there. They did flee for a couple of months in that time, at least some of them. And the panic seems to have really moved their coverage.
Of course, because it's all about money for them now. So when I went on the air and told my audience, and BillO'Reilly.com is a subscription service. So you pay, not a lot, and we give you discounts on my books and everything else, but you pay to hear and see me every day. Well, I went on the air and I said, this election fraud charge isn't going anywhere. Nowhere. I lost 1,000 viewers in 24 hours. 1,000 subscribers. Boom, vanished. Okay? And that was a revenue hit, obviously. But my business model is simple. I always tell the truth based on facts as I see it.
Yeah.
Fox does not do that now. It is a money machine now.